So I'm about halfway done cleaning out the coop for probably the third time this year, and I raised up those nesting boxes. They were just sitting on the ground and they were using them as a toilet and laying all their eggs in these. So I decided I'd do that and then give them just a little more room to spread out at night once I get the other coops back in, but it stinks so bad. Girls, that's gross. That's your poop. I can't get them out. I've gone in there a couple of times to try to shoo them out and they just don't. They'd rather eat their poop while I'm scooping it out with my pitchfork. I'm going to use my shovel to get the rest of it though because it's all broken up. This is not fun, but I can turn all that into dirt, so that's good. That's quite a bit of dirt. Well, I'm almost done, and the smell has changed to almost like a peppermint, but a foul, rotten peppermint. The girls pushed the fence open. They're running around all over. That's whatever. Give them something fun to do today. Oh, this is gross. Hey, little girl. Are you gonna help me? That's Pearl's friend, except this one has brown eyes. I haven't named her yet. Hey, I'm not done. It's like an alien landscape in there, isn't it? I think they're just fascinated that I moved that up. They're like, whoa, where did this come from? Gross! Ew, chickens are gross. The floor is so wet, I'm gonna let it like dry out for like 20 or 30 minutes before I put any more straw in. There she is! Hey, Pearl. I took away your egg laying spot, Mama. Well, I got out a majority of it, and so now I'm going to go get my DE and some straw. While I'm getting that, it should dry out a little bit. And I'll sprinkle some DE down and try to help manage mites a little. Somebody's over here laying an egg. Are you mad because she's in your spot? Gotta clean these next. Look, yuck. They pushed all the straw out of there and replaced it with poop. Got some eggs. I remember when we went to get this straw, I was so shocked by how lightweight it was. You always hear about them throwing hay. Throwing hay is something completely different than getting some straw. This DE that I bought in a 50-pound bag came with this little shaker, so it makes it a little easier to disperse a little bit. It still kind of clumps up inside. Excuse me, I'm holding my breath because I don't want to breathe it in. But this should help a little bit with mites. I don't know if you watch Big Bear Homestead, but his Homestead Bible is the same as mine. I can't remember the author, but it's like the homestead life and how to live it. And he talks about some kind of oil that you can put in to control mites, but I'd rather secret to this. So far, we haven't had a problem with mites. I haven't noticed any symptoms or anything on my chickens or seen them in here. Looks like it's about time to refill my shaker. That ought to do. I'll just cover that up with straw and won't have to worry about mites. Just scraping out the nesting boxes, the girls decided to help me get it loosened up and ready to put in there. And then when I put it in there, they'll help me get it back out again. Such good helpers. Got it all done. Now they're going to go in there and take it all out. So I randomly decided to put the chicken crap out of the coop in my gardens over here, and I decided to use some scrap wood I had laying around to make it a hideous but functional raised bed. And while I was throwing this last year's dirt on top of this chicken poop and straw mixture, my hands started burning, and some of those horrible fire ants have moved in to last year's dirt. So that's awesome. But on a lighter note, it's like 65 out here. I used my pitchfork to get the rest of it in there. Hopefully I made them mad by turning their whole house upside down and inside out, and they'll leave. But if they don't, whatever, I'll figure out another way to get rid of them. But I still have tons of goat poop and rabbit poop in the barn that I'm leaving in there to fester until spring. I think it's like January 14th or 15th today. So I've got time. It's just been gorgeous, so why not get a few things ready? But that'll break down a little bit probably. But I've still got more that I can add in here easy. One mistake that I made last year that I'm trying not to make this year is last year I didn't make it very thick or very deep, so I'm trying to make it as deep as I possibly can, because this stuff just breaks down, and it breaks down fast. Now, the roots will go down into the dirt beneath it, but, I mean, which is fine. That's what I discovered over in my old garden. But I want them to stay in my dirt as much as possible, because it really makes harvesting and cleanup in the fall a lot easier. Like my okra did fantastic, but when it came time to ripping out of the ground, the roots were just insane. And the sweet potatoes, they ripped through the landscape fabric and they went down into the soil underneath, and I was finding sweet potatoes when I was ripping up the landscape fabric. Big ones, big hard ones. So that has made me decide to plant my sweet potatoes in containers this coming spring, and everything else can go in these boxes like okra and whatever. And then I've got alfalfa and clover and stuff that's just going to go everywhere. I'm going to plant some in the goat area and just everywhere. And then I'm going to have like a separate area, maybe over there, with just alfalfa that I'm going to cut for winter. So I don't have to buy hay, which will save me quite a bit of money. But every year this is going to get better and better. It's just learning from your mistakes and making sure you pay attention to those. So after I was done petting the bunnies, I went in the barn to muck the rabbit area, and I don't even think Miracle-Gro can do this. This is like the best dirt I've ever seen in my life. That's hay and straw and rabbit poop and pee. And it's just been sitting under there all summer long. And I took the top layer of all the newest stuff and I've already put it down. And so now I've just got to put all this down. But I'm not even done in there. This is my second cart out of the rabbit area, and I've probably got at least one more. So I think that this garden is going to be epic next year.